Ever hurt someone you love without even realizing it? Yoga ball starts with laughter, but beneath the noise, something's cracking, frustration, miscommunication, a child too quiet to protest, and a parent so overstretched he doesn't notice until it's almost too late. The episode opens on a pretty familiar scene for many adults, a parent trying to juggle work and childcare. Bandit's home, scrubbing countertops, already in motion. Bluey and Bingo come running in with one simple request. Can you play with us? He doesn't snap. He doesn't shut them down. He just does what many of us do, tries to squeeze in a little fun between the obligations. He becomes an elevator, a silly, pretend one. Down he goes. Dude! Much to the girls' delight. But even in that moment, the boundary is already fraying. He says he doesn't have time. They laugh anyway, because to them, Dad is always just a moment away from playing. This is the first clue. As adults, we know that mental load isn't just about time, it's about bandwidth. And while Bandit is trying to stay on task, the distractions keep coming. Like many of us, he doesn't stop to check how thinly he's being stretched until it snaps. Before long, the yoga ball becomes the object of chaos. Bluey and Bingo sneak it out of his office. He doesn't yell, he chases, laughing. He's trying to keep the tone light, to stay the fun dad, even as things start slipping. But this is where the episode does something really clever. Because while it all still looks like fun, the energy shifts. Bandit bounces the kids on the yoga ball. Boing, boing, boing. Bluey laughs. But then it's Bingo's turn, and the bounce is just a bit too much. Her smile fades, her body stiffens. It happens again during the delivery chair game. Bandit is stamping packages, playfully hitting the girls on the chest. Bluey thinks it's hilarious. But when it's Bingo's turn, it's too rough again. Her face falls, she clutches her stomach. It's subtle, she doesn't cry or run away, but you can see it. And that's the heartbreaking part. She's not having fun anymore, but she doesn't know how to say so. There's also a subtle reality about being the younger sibling. Bluey sets the tone, and Bingo often just follows. It's not that she can't speak up, it's that she's still learning how. And in families, the quieter child sometimes fades into the background, even when they're hurting, especially when the fun is still going. Eventually, the tension boils over in the game of Raiders, a classic Bandit-style chase scene. He rolls the yoga ball down the hallway. The girls run, screaming and laughing. Except this time, Bingo doesn't keep up. She gets run over by the ball, and it knocks the wind out of her. Bandit picks her up, lovingly but distracted. He pats her head, says, "Walk it off, sport," then leaves, and Bingo is left standing there, alone, hurt, not quite sure what to do with the feelings she's having. It's the episode's most emotionally charged moment, not because of what's said, but because of what isn't. This is the part that will hit home for a lot of parents. When you're trying your best, but you miss something important, not out of cruelty, just out of exhaustion, or momentum, or the assumption that everything's still okay because the laughter hasn't stopped yet. But for Bingo, the moment is no longer fun. It's overwhelming. It's too much. And now, she's quietly carrying it all by herself. What saves this episode from simply being about burnout is the introduction of Chili. She arrives right when Bingo most needs someone calm, someone who sees her, not as a playmate or a package, but as a little person with a big feeling. Bingo, still holding back tears, quietly confesses, "Daddy's playing too rough with me." And Chili doesn't dismiss it. She doesn't defend Bandit. She doesn't tell Bingo to toughen up. She listens, and then she gives her daughter something invaluable, a tool. "Did you use your big girl bark?" Bingo shakes her head. So Chili teaches her. They practice together. Woof, woof. It starts soft, then grows. And as Bingo learns how to say no, confidently, clearly, loudly, we see her begin to return to herself. This isn't just about the yoga ball anymore, and what's beautiful is how Chili doesn't rush to fix the problem for Bingo. She shows her how to fix it herself. That's real empowerment. She offers guidance, not control. And in doing that, she teaches Bingo that her discomfort matters, not just to Mom, but to the world around her. It's about consent, about communication, about learning early on that it's okay to speak up when something doesn't feel right, even if it's coming from someone you love, especially then. It's easy to watch this episode and just feel sorry for Bingo, but here's where Yoga Ball becomes something deeper. Because we also feel for Bandit. He wasn't trying to hurt her. He wasn't ignoring her pain on purpose. He just didn't see it. That's what makes this episode so painfully real. Because sometimes, that's all it takes. A split second where you're distracted or overworked or trying to keep a game going, and you miss the moment when play stops being fun. Bandit's reaction when Bingo finally tells him is gentle and remorseful. He drops to her level. He apologizes sincerely. And importantly, he listens. He doesn't explain it away. He validates her experience. I didn't realize. I think I just forget that you're a bit younger than your sister. It's a beautiful example of repair. And the message for us, as adults, is this. Even the best parents make mistakes. Even the most loving caregivers can push too far. But what matters isn't perfection. It's presence. It's accountability. It's being willing to adjust when someone says, "That was too much for me." And it's modeling for our kids that we're still learning too. Luckily, the final scenes are soft, warm, and full of healing. Bandit gives Bingo a boing test, gently bouncing her, then gradually getting rougher. This time, she knows what to do. Boing! Woof! Bandit stops instantly. Too rough. Got it. It's such a simple exchange, but in it, we see trust being rebuilt. A child being heard, a parent learning from their child. It's the kind of scene that sneaks up on you emotionally, because Yoga Ball isn't about bad parenting. It's about real parenting. Imperfect, evolving, full of small course corrections. And that's what makes the final joke. The ball in the bathroom, dressed up in hats and stickers, lands so well. It's playful, it's silly, but it only works because the emotional foundation has been repaired. The family has reconnected. Bingo's no longer hiding under a bench. She's back in the game. And Bandit, he doesn't take it personally. He doesn't retreat or sulk. He re-engages, this time, with more care. That's the mark of real growth, not never messing up, but being willing to listen, learn, and still be present, especially when it would be easier to walk away. There are so many moments in this episode that reflect real-life parenting dynamics. The overstimulation, the multitasking, the push and pull between being present and being productive. But at its core, Yoga Ball is about something even more universal, the power of being heard. How often do kids hold things in because they don't want to ruin the fun? How often do adults steamroll ahead, not out of malice, but because we assume everyone's still enjoying themselves? This episode reminds us to pause, to ask, to check in. It reminds us that emotional safety matters just as much as physical safety. That play is only play when everyone feels good, and most importantly, it shows us how strong a child can be when they're given the tools to advocate for themselves and the support to be taken seriously when they do. Bingo found her big girl bark, and Bandit listened. That's everything. If you love Bluey for the way it captures real family moments, messy, sweet, and everything in between, consider liking and subscribing. We break down the emotional heart of each episode and what it teaches us. one story at a time.